embrace your weirdness, because I get the feeling that whoever you are, you've been someone who's been surrounded by people who were quite typical. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you are neurodivergent, but you could be, and you've been surrounded by neurotypical people, or just surrounded by people who, did not embrace their own weirdness or did not allow themselves to be authentic or real. And so you had to learn to shut down that side of you, and you always felt like an excuse, and you always felt you had to explain yourself if you felt something different, or you had a different opinion about something, or another lifestyle even. I get the feeling that you might have a very different lifestyle than other people. And I'm also getting the feeling that you're coming into a much bigger acceptance towards yourself than you ever had before. You're starting to realize, okay, this is what I want in life. These are my needs. This is the lifestyle that I want to have, and these are the kind of people I want to surround myself with, and this is the kind of environment that I like. Period. I don't have to explain it. I don't have to make excuses. I don't have to fit in anywhere. My weirdness is my power. I have a different way of being in the world. And it's been a reason for people to judge and shame and blame and ridicule you. But you're starting to realize that it was never about you. It was about their discomfort. And you were just not surrounded by people who were able to mirror that side of you. You were not surrounded by people who looked up to you, who were like, oh my God, I wish I could be like you. I wish I could have that freedom. I wish I could have that lifestyle. I wish I could have that authenticity or embrace my weird. And the word weird itself has become so negative, but you're taking it back. You're discovering the benefits of it, that it's not a negative thing at all. It's not something to be shamed or judged or something to have resistance towards. You know that you have to own it. You have to own it. And there might also be things that other people around you want that you don't want. For instance, maybe they want a very typical family with man and wife and children and a house in the suburbs and a dog and a cat and all the typical things. And maybe you felt like you had to just go along with that, or not even ask yourself, well, is that even something I want? Or do I think I want it because everyone else wants it? You're starting to realize that, so what? So what if you want something else? That doesn't make you a wrong person. It doesn't make you less worthy or less lovable. And it doesn't mean that your life is somehow diminished because you're different and because you want something different. It might mean that there are a lot of eyes on you, or a lot of people who have opinions about you or judgment towards you because they don't understand you. But they don't have to understand you. You're just realizing that you need to listen to yourself. You need to stop living a life that others expect you to live, or that you think you should live, and live a life that you want to live, that feels good to you, that gives you joy, peace, and fulfillment. You realize that you no longer have to defend it. You don't have to defend who you are or the things that you like. You don't have to explain it to anyone. But that's somehow the norm, because when you are different and when you stand out, people are curious or they're judgmental, or they are skeptical towards it because it's different. Because we're programmed to have this resistance, this fear towards anything that is different or anything that is new. But you're not meant to just follow the stream. You're not meant to just do what everyone else is doing. That is not comfortable. That is not comfortable. It's not joyful. It's not meaningful to you. And you're starting to realize the meaning, the purpose behind being exactly you. And wanting the things that you want. And the fact that you can be an inspiration to other people who feel different or who feel weird and who don't have that acceptance that you've come to have towards yourself. You always wanted to be appreciated. You always wanted someone to look up to you and to really be interested in your way of living, of how you see the world, how you do things, what you create, how you create it, the ideas that you come up with. And I'm getting the feeling that the more you embrace your weirdness and your difference from other people, the more you will influence other people. There will come people who feel different too, who will look up to you because you embrace who you are. You no longer want to be an excuse. You no longer want to apologize for being you. And it's not because you're shameless or emotionless or you don't care about others' opinions. You just know that you won't be happy by pretending that you want something just because others want it, or being so cut off from your own needs. Maybe you've been someone who were not really seen, not really mirrored, not really understood growing up, and then you just learned that anything that you feel, anything that you want, anything that you express, anything that you think or feel is just automatically wrong because no one mirrored you, no one saw you there, no one appreciated you as you. And so that's been your task probably for the past many years, or maybe just especially recently. You've come to understand that you need to have needs. You need to listen to your needs, and you need to feel yourself. You need to listen to yourself. You need to stand up for yourself. You need to love yourself, because no one is gonna come in and just accept you for who you are. You need to accept yourself for who you are. And I get the sense that you're already starting to feel that acceptance and feel that peace that comes with it. That peace of no longer having to make excuses or no longer having to pretend. That maybe you're no longer afraid of what people will think of you or people's judgment. Maybe you felt like your needs and your wants, because they were so different, that they automatically caused some sort of discomfort in other people because you always stood out. And so you have associated being you with causing harm to other people, causing other people to be uncomfortable, causing other people to feel rejected by you because you don't want the things that they want. But being you doesn't have to be excused or apologized or explained. You just are you. And you're starting to realize that and starting to really feel it. And feel that peace of not having to fight to be something else or someone else, or want something else, or try to fit in, or try to be normal, when you're just different. And that's a very, very good thing. Maybe you're realizing that what if being weird, being different, standing out wanting something different than what other people want, or leading a lifestyle that is very different from the norm, is actually your power. And the more you embrace it, the more peace you will feel, and the more powerful you'll feel. And the more people will start to look up to you and start to appreciate you, because you're just embodying who you are and the life that you want to live. And that is so inspiring for anyone, because what most people want is just to be themselves, be happy, be content, and have that acceptance towards themselves. So whoever you are, like, whether you feel different or whether you have something about you that you just don't like, whatever it might be, everyone is just striving for that acceptance. And it can be a lot more difficult to accept yourself when you feel like you've always stood out, and you don't necessarily have that acceptance around you, that people don't embrace you, people don't like you, people don't mirror you. And so it becomes even more difficult to accept yourself. That is a big task, but also a very important task, and something that I feel like you have been working on for so many years. And now you're really starting to feel the result of practicing that acceptance. And that you can no longer run from yourself. You can no longer run from the things that you want. You can no longer make apologies about it. It's time to be unapologetically you. And remember that you being you living an authentic life, that is the best thing you can do. And if other people feel rejected, if other people feel uncomfortable, if other people feel harmed by you, that is on them. Because this is not about living a life of harm or living a life of rejecting others. It's about choosing yourself. It's about putting yourself first. And yes, that will always make people come second, but that's how it's supposed to be, because no one has the right to be your number one. You are your number one. And I feel like you're starting to realize that it's okay if you have to reject people, or if people feel rejected by you, or if people feel that you don't like them, or because you want something different from them, then you're judging them. It's okay they have their reactions, and it's okay that they have their thoughts and their judgment. That's theirs. That's theirs. But you know that you don't have to judge yourself anymore. You can accept yourself for who you are, and for being different, for being weird, for standing out. You no longer have to pretend, and you no longer have to fit in.